Hey guys, welcome to a little channel update. I'm here on the Whoevercraft server, and I thought I would just do a little bit of work here while I tell you what's going on. As some of you may know, because at least I've mentioned it. Oh wow, did you see that? You can see it through the world there. I've mentioned it before. I work at a grocery store. Yeah, not the best job in the world, but it is a job, and jobs here in the U.S. are increasingly becoming hard to come by, at least in where I'm living. It is the holiday season, start of the holiday season, and for retail, that means, you know, junk, work, lots of it, long hours, and you know, that kind of stuff going on. So yeah, it's going to be kind of crazy at work. As for a grocery store, basically what the holidays mean is, you know, people cooking up holiday meals, because you know, it's not like we sell TVs or toys. I mean, we sell a little bit of that stuff, but that's not really what a grocery store is all about. Obviously, it's about groceries, and you know, so we've got a bunch of holiday stuff coming up, and it starts this week, and it looks to be very, very, very busy. And I'm gonna need to fix that because that looks dumb. I'm gonna need to bring that down. I don't have any wood, do I? No wood on that one. But yeah, I mean, yesterday was kind of the first official day of the holiday season, as far as, you know, getting all the displays starting to get set up, and they put up what they call the Thanksgiving barge, and what that is just a huge display of, you know, cooking stuff, just everything you can imagine for cooking. They call it a barge because it's in this big old line that looks kind of like a barge you see on the river, so they call it a barge. But it's just a huge old display, and you know, it took. I work in the pricing department most of the time, where we price the store, and it took probably a good hour to price everything. That tells you how big that thing was. So, you know, I worked 10 hours yesterday. Oh, darn it. I wanted to see what was down there. I worked 10 hours yesterday, so that's going to be sort of typical for me, I think. I won't work 10 hours every day, obviously, but there's going to be the ad days, for example, and just they're going to be doing displays. Oh, darn it. Maybe I can. Trying to see if I can see down in there. You know, they're going to be doing displays, and you know, there's going to be running specials, because people, I'll tell you, this year is very different than previous years. They are retail. I don't think retail is going to be doing very well this year. I may be wrong. Even though the economy is supposedly getting better, they're desperate, absolutely desperate for sales. Not just in my store, but everywhere. It's not something you hear on the news much, because they don't want to advertise this sort of thing. But talk to anybody that's in the retail business, and these companies are just desperate for sales. Just absolutely desperate for sales. And you know, what has happened in this country on retail is that they've cut back everything they could possibly cut back. So what they've done is and actually this isn't retail, this is business in general here in the United States. They have cut back everything they could possibly cut back as far as costs. So now they're basically down to running their companies on skeleton crews as far as people is concerned, and trying to get by with sales, you know. And so it's, you know, they're desperate to have sales, and so they're going to be running specials like crazy. And what that means for for us that work in the retail sector, it's going to be crazy this year. The thing about it is, here's a statistic for you that I read in one of the national newspapers. I don't remember off the top of my head which one it was, but it was one of the national, Wall Street Journal, New York Times, one of those, because I keep up, I like to keep up with stuff to find out what's going on. And here's a statistic that they gave. The average income in the United States since the year 2000 has fallen $2,000 per year. The average income in this country has fallen since the year 2000 has fallen $2,000 per year. Yet the business productivity has increased. And they didn't say how much it had increased, but it had increased. And that shows you that, they're calling it the Great Recession here in the United States. That just shows that, there's a death hole. It just shows you that in this country, because of the workforce that we have here, these companies can get by without hiring people. So that's what they've done. They've not hired people, and they're not giving raises. Obviously, the income has fallen $2,000 per year. Average income, they call it the median income, which is different than the average income. It's a statistical thing, but it's the median income. The median income has fallen $2,000 per year, yet the profits, almost found the death hole. The profits, the productivity and the profits, I forgot to add that, productivity and the profits for companies since the year 2000 have increased. So that tells you that these companies are not paying their workers. They're getting by with less. They're doing more and they're getting by with less. Productivity has increased. Profits have increased. We had the bailout here, and after the bailout, those companies that got bailed out, some of them reported record profits. Isn't that something? We spent taxpayer money to bail them out, and they reported record profits. And the CEOs were getting record bonuses after the bailout. That just tells you something about the mentality of business in this country. But yeah. Anyways, to get back onto the point of this video, is that because this is the holiday season and it's just going to be absolutely crazy. The videos will probably be sporadic at best. I'm still going to try to obviously put out videos, but some of the series are going to suffer. Probably like the Doom and stuff. I'm taking a break from that one anyways. So that one probably won't be around for a bit. But, I still got a couple more to do on the Left 4 Dead 2. I might just let that one sit for a while and just maybe do the Minecraft one here. I don't know. I haven't decided yet what I'm going to do. It just depends on how much time I have and what's going on. But, as I posted on Twitter, this week was going to be crazy. I got 2 buckets. Why am I not using 2 buckets here? Oh, there he is. I was wondering where that guy was. Kept hearing him. Yeah, so the videos are probably not going to be, as regular as I would like. And, I don't really get that many views on the non-Minecraft stuff anyway, so it's probably not going to be a big loss. It just depends on how busy I'm going to be, but it looks like this year is going to be a real killer, more so than in past years, I think. And I think it's just because they are so desperate. Plus, I have the problem, as I've mentioned before. I've got an investment there's an investment company that's dang it, keep putting it in the wrong place. There's an investment company that's buying or has bought the grocery chain that I work for. And if you know anything about investment companies, you know that they're only interested in bottom line profits. This company especially has they have a good reputation in the business community for making money, and that obviously comes at the expense of employees and whatnot. And the company that I work for now is terrible to begin with, and I think it's, as far as employee benefits and that kind of stuff, they do a decent job of paying for retail. That's not a problem. But let me give you an example of my current insurance. I have a $1,500 upfront deductible. That means they won't pay anything until I pay the $1,500. I've got a $5,000. Where is it? Okay, $5,000 deductible, which means they'll only pay 80% up until $5,000. And I've got they won't fully pay everything until $10,000 are paid, which is virtually impossible. They've structured it so that you really just don't. I don't go to the doctor that often. I'm not sick that often. I didn't go to the doctor when I broke my toe because it was pointless and I wasn't going to pay for it. So so they've engineered it so that the insurance is basically useless and they won't have to pay anything. So so the investment company that's supposed to be taking over, to give you an example, when they took over a previous grocery chain, they fired there's a national chain. They fired 1,000 employees. Now, I got this information from the Wall Street Journal, so it's not like I'm making this up or anything. Oh, I should have got my helmet. They fired 1,000 employees, closed a bunch of the non-performing stores, and then 6 months down the road, they made a third of their employees part-time and cut their benefits. So that just shows you the mentality of the investment groups here. Wall Street loves them because they do a good job. And they're only planning, that investment company only wants to keep a company for, typically, it's kind of a 5-year turnaround. Keep it for 5 years and then turn it around and make the money. And this company's been very successful at that. It just comes at the expense of people, like it always does now. Because these companies have cut back everything else. There's nothing else they can cut except for people. That's why automation is going to be such a big game changer in not only this country, but in other countries as well. If you can replace a person with a robot and don't have to pay benefits, don't have to pay salary, they can work 24 hours a day, they don't take lunch, they don't take breaks, they don't have to take any sick time. What do you think companies are going to do? So yeah, that's why I read that 1 in 3 jobs in 20 years, 1 in 3 jobs will be lost in this country. In the United States will be lost to outsourcing and automation. 1 in 3 jobs, and 70% of the economy in the United States is based on consumer spending. So what's going to happen in 20 years when you got a third of the workforce that doesn't have a job, and 70% of the economy is based on spending, people spending money? I call that a recipe for economic disaster, and these companies just don't see it. So, but anyways, I kind of got off on a tangent like I normally do. But anyways, getting back to the channel update again. Videos are going to be scarce, guys, and I'm gonna try to get at least the Minecraft stuff out for you. And the other stuff, I don't know. It just depends on my mood and how I feel and whatever. So, and we did a little bit of work on the Whoevercraft server here. I just want to extend this river out that way, and it's pretty narrow here. I might have to trim this back a bit. But we've got the river going out this way to the ocean. I want to build a waterway that goes all the way around. And, and I'm going to make this deeper. I'm going to make it at least 2 deep here so that we can navigate this pretty well, and I'll have to fix the areas here. I need to build a bridge for DT here, Derptator, DT. I'm calling him DT because Derptator's just like a mouthful. So for DT there, I need to build him a bridge so he can get around a little easier. But where's this guy at? Oh, he's stuck in the that's why he couldn't get out. Hey, buddy, what's going on? Yeah, I'm just going to leave you there. You're not hurting anything. So, alrighty, guys. Well, that's for the channel update. Videos may be scarce. I don't know why I did that. It just bugged me. I'll try to keep up on the schedule. But if you don't see anything for a while, it's just because I'm working. Nothing's changed. I haven't quit and moved out to the country. Although I would love to move out to the country, to be honest. But so there we have it. Well, Thanks, guys, and we'll see you on the next one.